Hi guys, welcome
Hi
to
guys.
our H1 review for 2026. I've got Simon here, my sales and leasing director. We're going to see what's happened in the first half of this year. Si, 2026, what was on your bingo card?
In the end of 2025, it was big growth, Dubai's flying, record numbers, record sales.
We were getting that way, January, February.
Yeah, we were, weren't we?
What happened on the 1st of
I don't know.
1st of March, obviously, was a tricky one. Not something I think anyone could have predicted.
No, that was a funny Saturday, wasn't it?
It was an interesting
Well, not
Saturday.
funny, but it was different.
Funny looking back now.
Oh God, it's probably been the weirdest 3 months in the 14 years I've been here.
It's been a strange one, right? I mean, hard to predict. Things changing daily. What have you seen on the real estate side of things though? Obviously, Jan, Feb, things were moving in a good direction. Then something no one could predict it would happen. What did you see? What did we see through March? What did we see coming into April? And we'll get on a bit further.
Well, it was uncharted territory. Like, we've had COVID. I think everyone knew COVID was coming. It was all over the news. This thing's happening.
Yeah, it was almost like a warm up, wasn't it?
This might get to you, and if it does, we might do something about it. The problem with this, I think it was something that nobody expected. It was Dubai's not involved. It's got nothing to do with the UAE. And then all of a sudden it was. So it threw us into a situation where we were like, what do we do here? How's it going to affect brokers? How's it going to affect sales? What's the sentiment in the market going to be like? And then all of a sudden, it's all over the news. And then there was these horrific videos that should or shouldn't have been shared that inevitably got seen. And then it was worldwide news. And then we were in a situation where we're in an office and there was various alerts and the authorities are doing their thing to keep everybody safe. But the sentiment around buyer perception, we're not sure what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I think there was that bit of uncertainty, right? We had some people who were owners and maybe panicking a little bit, and because no one knew how long it would last, people were thinking the worst, and there were some, looking back at it now, there were some unbelievable deals.
Oh God.
Maybe not as many as people first thought, but there was also some uncertainty on the buyer side. I know that we had people on the Friday ready to commit over the weekend, and then on the Saturday putting the brakes on, understandably. But there were still some people buying, right? There were still some transactions happening. Yeah,
there's transactions happening, but I think you've got to look at like who tried to take advantage, and it was the people who had been in Dubai long term, who were steady in the city, and they were confident about the long term kind of recovery or whatever it's going to look like. And there were deals to be had, but what we did see is a lot of people, especially if they were newer in the country, were shaken quite heavily.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was an unprecedented situation, but now we're out the other side of that, it seems. And very recently, we've seen impression numbers are improving on the portals. We're seeing lead delivery numbers are coming back to higher than pre-conflict levels. And I think what that is a testament to is what the country and what Dubai has done. I know Emirates have gone this week talking about, they've done an ad campaign around, we're back, we're open for business, and that's very much going to be what will happen in coming months. Dubai is on very much the offensive to win back the trust of the wider world.
Yeah, I think we kind of made a call in the first couple of weeks, right, where we saw, or we predicted that there would be a certain change in what buyers and what tenants wanted. And that was based on experience.
Yep.
You've been here for 16 years.
14
years.
16.
Me coming up to 8 years. We both went through COVID as agents and as managers. Although we're not comparing this to COVID, it felt very similar in what people wanted. We predicted that maybe there'll be a little bit more push towards villa communities. And since April, May, and now coming into June, we've seen that, and that's why the lead numbers have increased. Here at luxuryproperty.com, our lead numbers are actually higher now than they were in January and February, to show that there has been a recovery in the market. But that's also a perfect storm in that we've also shifted our attention more so from an apartment-based to villa and townhouse based, and keeping it within a certain sort of price point as well, which is where affordability is, shall we say.
I mean, talking about how we made this decision, I think it was very, very clear early on that tourism was going to be heavily affected. What that then did was create a vacuum of short stay properties which had no other choice than to go on to long stay. We were anticipating that there may have been some oversupply in quarters 3, quarters 4 of this year. But what this did is bring that forward. The people who were in short stay converted to long stay. That means there was an oversupply in 1 and 2 beds. The people who were living in 1 and 2 beds were young professionals and people who were inevitably shaken by what happened. And what that's now created is a big, big space where there are a lot of 1 and 2 beds available. Our push towards the townhouse and villa space was not a guess. It was more of a decision based on the facts. And the facts are the type of people that rent and buy townhouses and villas are people who have got wives, husbands, children, pets. They've got a commitment to Dubai.
Here, right?
Their life's here.
Yeah, this is
And it's going to be a lot harder for someone who's been here and got roots here, whether that be with family or children or pets or whatever that may be. The ones that have been here longer are now seeing this as an opportunity to potentially look at buying at a little bit of a reduced price, or secure a rental deal for 2 or 3 years. We have seen a trend very recently where people are looking to lock in prices for the next 2 or 3 contract cycles, meaning that they anticipate that the market will come back and they want to lock in at the lower prices.
Yeah, that kind of leads me onto the next part really, which is what are we seeing now? So now we're seeing people trying to lock in their price points on a rental side of things, and we're seeing, like you say, 2-3 year contract lengths now. And what are we seeing more so on the sales side? What are we seeing there?
Well, the sales side's a really interesting one because there was big talk, and I know the media and a lot of the media outlets out there went big on distressed deals. That was the buzzword, distressed deals. I really didn't see that much distress. The fundamentals of this the fundamentals of the situation are, right now you've got owners who are 15-20% up on what they purchased for if they purchased over 12 months ago. So there's been really, really high levels of growth. So an owner selling 5 or 10% under the current market value, to me, is not distress. It was just market value.
It's just where the negotiations went to, right?
And that's the point. We've been seeing lowball offers. Ultimately, buyers and tenants read the news, and rightfully so, they come in and they make their offers based on what they feel. But the truth here is that there was a big disconnect between what buyers and tenants were perceiving the market to be and what the actual owners and landlords were actually prepared to do.
Yeah, I think we obviously talked about that quite a lot with the team, and the expectation difference from a buyer or a tenant's perspective to throw in these lowball offers, thinking because of the conflict, because of what's happened, had led to potentially trying to find a really good deal. And don't get me wrong, there were some really good deals out there, but that was probably in the first 2 or 3 weeks when everything felt really uncertain. But since then, sellers held their confidence in Dubai, and I think that kind of leads us on to the last point really, which is what do we expect to see for the rest of the year?
What I expect to see and what I hope to see might be 2 different things. Let's see. But I anticipate the brand of Dubai will be back stronger. As I've already mentioned, Emirates are already running very, very aggressive marketing campaigns, basically saying we're open for business, which we very much are. I anticipate the DLD and the banks, maybe the central bank, will look to soften lending criteria. Historically, banks used to be able to borrow the 4% transfer fee and the 2% brokerage fee. That was changed, I think it was about 12 months ago now.
Yeah.
And I believe that could be a welcome addition for affordability again. We need some sort of stimulus, and I have absolutely no doubt that the Land Department, the central bank, the government will look to do something to really, really push and hypercharge things in the coming next half of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think that also mirrors probably what we saw after we came out of COVID. The lending amount changed when you needed 25% plus all the fees, dropped down to 20, and that really sort of, like say, stimulated the market. And I agree with you. I have no doubt that there will be something, hopefully in the next 6 months, which will kickstart it. But I genuinely believe that as each week goes past, there's a confidence that's coming back, not just to Dubai, but to the UAE as a whole. You know, we're already seeing that on the front end numbers, which is fantastic. And like I say, each week confidence grows for everyone, I think, in the city and in the country. So, you know, as long as the conflict doesn't affect the UAE, I can see it being a strong summer, and an even stronger Q4, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think anyone who's out there seeing this, who's a broker, and someone who's in a brokerage right now where they're not sure about what the next 6 months have in store, look around. Has the other people you're working with, or the people that are in your management structure, have they been through a situation like this where it really, really tests the resolve of people? And for me, I think there's humongous opportunities for brokers in this city. What we have seen inevitably with what's happened with the conflict, some brokerages are no longer in business. A lot of brokers have left the country. Whether they return or not is anyone's guess. But there is so much opportunity that has been left by the changing situation. And what I genuinely believe will happen is that the best brokers now will adapt to this new normal and take advantage of that situation.
Okay guys, that was our H1 review of 2026. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care and look out for more information soon.